This is one of the most iconic images in human history. A symbol of unity, achievement, and our place in the cosmos. It represents the pinnacle of American ingenuity and courage. But every image has a shadow, and the shadow of this one begins here. This is the story of a secret. A deal made in the ashes of the most terrible war in history. A deal that would shape the world for decades to come. 1945. The world is exhausted. The Nazi regime is crushed. The horror of the Holocaust is laid bare for all to see. The victors swear, never again. But even before the dust settles, a new conflict begins. The Cold War, and both sides realize that the real spoils of war aren't in the treasury, they're in the laboratories. The Germans were years ahead. Their V2 rocket was a terror weapon. But it was also the key to the future, the key to ballistic missiles and space travel. And the man who held that key was Dr. Wernher von Braun, a brilliant engineer, a charismatic leader, and a major in the Nazi SS. The calculus was terrifyingly simple. If we don't take these scientists, Stalin will. The same technology that bombarded London could soon be aimed at New York. These men are Nazis. We just spent 6 years and millions of lives to defeat everything they stand for. But if we don't take them, the Reds get them. This isn't about the past anymore. It's about survival. So I want you to imagine you're in that room. The fate of the free world might be on the line. On your desk are 2 files. File 1, Principles. File 2, Security. Which file do you pick, Principles or Security? Type your choice in the comments right now. Let's see what this community thinks. The official policy was clear. No ardent Nazis. The covert operation, called Paperclip, was clearer. Get them at any cost. Their dossiers were rewritten. Their SS affiliations were minimized. They were whitewashed. In secret, over 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and their families were brought to America. They were given new lives, new identities, and a new mission. To the American public, they were presented as simple German scientists. The dark past was locked away. Werner von Braun became a media darling. A celebrity scientist on Walt Disney's television shows, selling the dream of space to a generation. The technological lineage is direct and undeniable. The rocket that terrorized London was the grandfather of the rocket that took Americans to the moon. Von Braun and his team were the essential architects of NASA's greatest achievement. It worked. The gamble, it seemed, had paid off in the most spectacular way imaginable. We had won the space race. But the past would not stay buried. In the 1980s, investigators began to ask uncomfortable questions. What about the slaves? What about the 20,000 prisoners who died building the V2 South under the supervision of these men? One of the men who managed the Saturn V program was the same man who managed the V2 production using slave labor. The hero and the villain were the same person. So now we come to the final, impossible question. Look at these 2 images, Earthrise and the concentration camp. Can you separate them? Does one justify the other? After hearing the full story, has your opinion changed from the first vote? Comment with justified or unforgivable. Let's have this debate. Operation Paperclip isn't just a history lesson. It's a blueprint for a timeless dilemma. Today, we face our own versions. Do we work with an oppressive regime for access to rare minerals crucial for green energy? Do we hire a brilliant AI researcher with a questionable ethical background to beat our competitors? The question remains, how much of our soul are we willing to trade for a technological edge? There is no easy answer. To condemn Paperclip is to potentially condemn the Apollo program. To celebrate Apollo is to whitewash a profound moral failure. History is not a simple story of good and evil. It is a tangled web of difficult choices, where breathtaking progress and profound tragedy can share the very same roots. The legacy of Operation Paperclip is not an answer. It is a permanent question, hanging in the silence of space, challenging us to define the price of our future. If this story made you question the simple narratives of history, then you need to be part of this community. Like this video if it made you think, subscribe and hit the bell to join us as we dive into history's greatest grey areas. And share this video with a friend. The conversation we're having in the comments is the most important part. Let's keep it going.